everyone. Today we are going to start with our sun salutation before we get into our root chakra yoga poses. We're just working on warming the body up. So after mountain pose, we're going to come into upward arms. You can even push your hips forward if you want to feel that stretch a little bit more. We're only doing about 1 to 2 breaths in each of these. So we're already going into our forward fold. And then we're going to come into half forward fold. So put your hands on your shins, kind of peer over your mat so that your spine straightens. And then we're going to come into plank. So we come down with control and push into upward dog. Push your hands so far into the ground that you kind of come up a little. And then we can come into our downward dog. And of course we're going to walk our feet back up to the front of our mat. Here's where we're going to do that half forward fold again. So hands on your shins, and then you can bring it down to that forward fold. Okay, we're going to slowly come back up. Hands to the sky as we do our upward arms. Feel free to push your hips forward to feel that a little more intensely. Then bring it back down into mountain pose and reconnect with your breath. Everything should be really warmed up by now, and that's going to get us ready to do these root chakra poses. So my goal today is to hold each pose for 10 breaths. We're in our mountain pose again. And these poses are to help us activate our root chakra, as they are poses that help us to feel more stable and grounded in our body. Feel your feet firmly on the ground. Imagine roots coming from your feet into the ground, really holding you steady, as if we are really rooting ourselves into the earth and grounding our bodies in it. I want to create this feeling of feeling one with ourselves, and therefore feeling one with the world around us. Even when the world around us is chaotic, we will remain rooted. When you're ready, come into forward fold, and here we're really going to focus on the breath, breathing in and out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Try not to hold any tension in your neck. And we're going to start to come out of this pose and into our next. Feel free to take a couple breaths before we do that here. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to come into Malasana, or our low squat. You can bring your feet out wide, listen to your body, kind of feel whatever is comfortable for you. We don't ever want to do anything that's painful to our bodies. Our root chakra is connected to our safety and stability. It asks us this question: are our most basic needs being met, like food, water, shelter? Do we feel safe? Do we feel grounded? In this moment, I'd like to think of the things that make me feel safe and grounded, and just express my gratitude for those things in my life. And now that I've taken a moment to do that, I'm going to bring us into our next pose, which is a low lunge. Once we find where our body feels comfortable and grounded in this position, we can start to focus on our breath again. I want us to try and do 10 breaths for each leg. But if you can't, that's totally fine. There's no pressure here. We're just exploring our bodies and how these positions make us feel. So we're going to continue with our inhale through our nose and our exhale through our mouth. And in this time, maybe we can go to the other side of the spectrum and ask ourselves, in what areas of life do I feel ungrounded? In stressful situations, what can I do to feel centered? And as you start to think of the answers to those questions, I can share with you that when I feel ungrounded and I need to reconnect with myself, I do something that makes me happy, like a hobby, and it just gets me back to feeling like me. And when you're in a stressful situation and you need to get centered, I feel like you can always come back to your breath. It reminds us to be in the present moment with ourselves and to let us know that we are here for ourselves. When everything around us is chaotic, we will remain rooted. We're going to come into our next pose, which is Warrior 2. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths on each side. With your back foot, try to press all 4 corners into the mat, and your front leg is going to bend. And with that same front leg, try to have your knee over your foot. I find Warrior to be a little difficult sometimes, which is a perfect moment to just talk about, again, how we need to listen to our bodies and not do anything that feels painful. But once we've done one side, we're going to switch to the other side and take our 5 breaths. Next, we're going to come into our wide leg forward fold. And you can hold on to your ankles as you pull yourself in. And we're still just breathing. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Really kind of relaxing here. Just taking our breaths present moment. Now we're going to come down to the ground, and we're gonna get ready to take our bridge pose. So just come to laying flat on your back, and you're gonna use your feet and hands to lift your hips off the ground. Soon we're going to start to wind down our practice as we come into Balasana, which is our child's pose. Really let yourself melt into the ground. Release any tension that you may be feeling. Just let it all go. And we're just going to breathe and relax. Next, we're coming into Sukhasana, or easy pose. Again, just winding it down, focusing on breath, and releasing any tension that we've been feeling. As we come to the end of our flow today, I just want to tell you thank you for joining me. And if you want to stay for affirmations, we're about to get started. So earlier we talked about how our root chakra is all about feeling grounded and stable. Our root chakra is also connected to the color red. So before we start our breath, I wanted us to picture a red light glowing and spinning. I wanted to use the candle to help us envision this, but our root chakra is at the base of our spine, so I want you to imagine this red light glowing and spinning at the base of your spine. As you envision your root chakra and it's glowing with this red light, we can start to say our affirmations to help us feel grounded and stable and help us trust ourselves. That is what our root chakra is all about. I trust myself. I feel safe. I am loved. I am confident. I am grounded. I am in control. I am protected. I am nourished. I am strong. I am stable. I am grateful. I am equipped with all the tools I need to succeed. I am exactly where I am meant to be. I feel safe in my body. I feel peaceful. I am complete just as I am. Even when the world around me is chaotic, I remain rooted. I am one with myself. We're going to take a couple more breaths and then start to bring our awareness back to our bodies. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. We're going to slowly come back up. I like to end mine today with a little hug as I take my last few breaths. All right, everybody. We're going to end it with bringing our hand to our head for kind thoughts. All right. That was the end of today's practice. I want to thank you for joining me. And until next time, I want you to know that you can handle anything that comes your way. Bye.